Hey guys, this is Comic Uno and Comic Frontline, and today I'm doing a review for the movie White Bird in a Blizzard. So the reason I'm reviewing this movie is on video on demand, and I had to do a movie review for class, so I finally had a chance to go see a movie. It's been a while. Still haven't gone to see Gone Girl. Need to see that movie, and there's a lot of other movies coming up that I hope I can see, but it's a lot easier to see. And also, I wanted to actually see this movie for a little while now. I've been hearing things about it for a couple of months when the first trailer came out. Also, it premiered in Sundance in January, so this movie's been around for a little while. So it was on video on demand about a month ago, and now next week, the 24th, it's going to be released in theaters, so you can officially see it the way you want to see it. But what is this movie about, and why did I go see it? What made me interested in the movie? I'm always into coming-of-age films, and I also really do like indie films, especially indie films that can have a really strong female lead. A lot of those are really interesting, and I'm a humongous Shailene Woodley fan. I became a really big Shailene Woodley fan actually last year. I think she defined her movie career a lot, and I've seen a lot of her movies, Spectacular Now, Descendants, Fault in Our Stars, Divergent. I've seen a lot of her movies, and I think she's a great actress, and she picks some interesting roles. So with this movie, we get to see a different side of Shailene Woodley, but also a similar side of Shailene Woodley, because this is another coming-of-age movie, but I would say it's not really a coming-of-age movie. Of course, you have those themes, but it's more of a psychological thriller, because it leans more towards the mystery of Shailene Woodley's character, Kat. She's this girl growing up in the late 1980s, and her mother goes missing, and we find out that the family was never perfect, and that's always very interesting. So it's her dealing with her mother disappearing, and how her life changes because of that. And also, it's a coming-of-age movie because it's very sexualized, and it goes towards that direction of coming of age being sexualized, and I guess being sexually awakened, and that's where at least this movie goes, is directing, and the direction it goes. So what do I think of this movie overall? The beginning of this review is going to be non-spoiler, and then I'm going to go into the spoiler section, so I'll warn you guys when there are spoilers for this review. So, overall, I thought it was an okay movie. I actually expected a lot more from it, and like I was saying about the over-sexualization of the movie, I think was a really big downfall of the movie, because you don't understand where these characters are coming from because it's so over-sexualized. Everything's about sex in this movie, but you don't really understand who Kat is, and you can't understand her perspective of her mother going, missing, which is interesting they went the sexual route because of it. This is a time where, you're changing, and your relationships with your parents change, so it would have been interesting to see her relate to her mother and, talk to her mother, and then, her growing up. But you don't really see that, obviously, because the mother goes missing, but she doesn't really care about her mother either. Her mother's kind of nuts. She has something wrong with her. You see her as this perfect housewife, and one day she just leaves. Why she leave, that unravels throughout the movie. So why I think this is a downfall is because you don't really get into Kat's character. You don't really care about her grievance or about her family because there's nothing attached to. And maybe because there's just too much sex in this movie. It's too much about sex. And I thought that was a humongous downfall. But the mystery of this movie intrigued me until I saw that it was just like American Beauty. I wrote an article for this for class, and I mentioned that these two movies this movie is just like two other movies. American Beauty, it's just the opposite point of view of a woman instead of a man in the suburban life. Not everything being perfect when it might seem perfect. That's definitely two themes of both these movies, American Beauty and White Bird in a Blizzard. And also Tiger Eyes, it reminded me a lot. A lesser known movie that it's on Netflix, you should definitely check it out. It's also an indie film, but I feel like they dealt with the whole entire loss of your parent a lot better, because you cared about the character in Tiger Eyes more you do in White Bird in a Blizzard, because by the end it's the same format. White Bird in a Blizzard, you unravel this mystery of how this mom died, or didn't die, or goes missing. And then Tiger Eyes is that the father dies, and you unravel how he died, and you learn that the movie's really just about grievance. It's not about this girl moving to a new town. It's about how she deals with her father dying. And that's what Tiger Eyes is about. It's like the same format, except Tiger Eyes does it better. And so it seems like White Bird in Blizzard just copying a lot of other movies, which is disappointing. So overall, I thought the mystery was a little predictable. In my opinion, I thought the contexts were a little bit too obvious. If you've seen a lot of these type of movies, which I have, so I thought it was a little obvious. The complete ending was a little, I did not see coming, but you could probably pick up the context clues the second time you see it. But yeah, I thought it was an okay movie. I thought the performances was great. Trying to think of his name, Christopher Maloney, who's in Law and Order SVU, is a wonderful actor, and he plays this meek father so well. The posture, the dialogue he says is perfect. Like, I thought he was the best part of this movie, and I gotta say all the actors here were really good. The performances was great, but it just feels like this movie was copying a lot of other things. Now, let's go into the spoiler section of this movie a little bit. You know, like I was saying, the twist was interesting, but I've seen it before, because it's about how we find out the father kills the mother, and we get to see that, and it unravels in a way that you kind of figured, because there's no other suspects. It's like the only suspect really was the father or the boyfriend, and I won't spoil the complete ending because I think it's really interesting, but like, it just, again, I think the father just was too obvious of a suspect, and then he ended up becoming the killer. So, overall, I like the narration. I thought it was an interesting movie. You don't have to rush out to the theaters to see this, but I do recommend now video on demand because of the performances. So, yeah, I give it 3 stars out of 5. I know it was a longer review, but I definitely had to think about this movie a little bit more than I usually do. But hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, Comic Frontline. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the right situations. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links for my comic book, like Father Like Daughter. Don't forget to like the Facebook page, like Father Like Daughter. Also, don't forget to back up the Kickstarter for like Father Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.